I've got to admit, this is a pretty interesting shake-up. So Marvel Legacy is the next big initiative that Marvel is coming up with. And Marvel themselves are promising that Marvel Legacy will in fact shake up the Marvel Universe in a huge way. But what's interesting is that something has already been somewhat leaked, and that we're gonna have a brand new Avengers team. And by a new Avengers team, I'm talking about an Avengers team that is different from your core Avengers. Now everyone knows about the original Avengers lineup, which revolves around Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man and the Wasp. However, Marvel will be shaking up the history of the Avengers, and that the original Avengers lineup as we know it is actually not the original lineup, as the Avengers in the Marvel Universe has existed long before Iron Man, Thor, Hulk and the rest of the original lineup have even assembled. And in the Marvel Universe, the Avengers has existed all the way back in 1 million BC. And this is where we actually get to see the real lineup of the original Avengers. Now the lineup for the 1 million BC Avengers team consists of a younger Odin, who I'm going to guess will be the leader of this team. But along with that, we also have Iron Fist on this team. And in case anyone gets confused, this is not Danny Rand who is this incarnation of Iron Fist, as the mantle of Iron Fist has existed throughout generations. Also, we have the inclusion of Starbrand, who is a character that I'm not familiar with, but what I do know, he is among one of the most powerful Avengers of all time. Black Panther is also going to be in this team, and again, this is not T'Challa as this incarnation of Black Panther, because you see the mantle of Black Panther, much like Iron Fist, has existed throughout generations. And continuing with legacy heroes, we also have an inclusion of a Ghost Rider, which is pretty interesting because I don't think there has ever been a Ghost Rider who has ever been in any incarnation of the Avengers before. And it gets even crazier than that because we actually have a host of the Phoenix Force who will also be on this team. And the inclusion of the Phoenix alone just tells how powerful this team really is. And by far the most interesting inclusion onto this team is of course Agamotto itself. And I know Agamotto has revealed its true form in the comics before, but from what I know, Agamotto has not appeared in that many comics. So it's very interesting to see that Agamotto is actually among the original lineup of the Avengers. And if you look at all the members that will be in this Avengers team, you know exactly what angle they're going to take with this team. And that the Avengers 1 billion BC will in fact be more of this ancient group of heroes that are more lenient to the mystical side of the Marvel Universe. And I know this establishment is going to be incredibly controversial because we already have the original roster of the Avengers. Not to mention it was in fact Wasp that thought of the name Avengers in the first place. And also, if we had this group of Avengers that existed way before time, then how would any of the characters from the present wouldn't know about this? Especially if Odin's son Thor is also an Avenger, much like how he used to be. But you know what, I actually think that this is an interesting shake-up and that this is something incredibly new to the Marvel Universe that has never been done before. There have been many stories from the Avengers in which they go to the present as well as the future. However, they've never dared to ever explore the past of the Avengers, and by that I mean that they've never even dared to experiment on what the Avengers would be like in like 1 million BC, for instance. And if people actually get pissed off about this, then I can completely understand as to why, but I think that this is incredibly ballsy on Marvel's part, because they did mention that they want to shake up the Marvel Universe as we know it, and this is actually a good way in doing just that. And at the end of the day, I'm all for having this new set of Avengers as they are set all the way back in 1 million BC. And with characters like Odin, the Phoenix and Agamotto, this is hands down the most overpowered Avengers team of all time. So how do you feel about the Avengers 1 million BC? Do you think that this is a good idea, or do you think that this will ruin the Marvel Universe? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Take care and have a good one.